Jemele Hill. I would say what it feels like to be a Spartan is that you feel a sense of pride. You know, I know a lot of people who go to a lot of different universities who don't feel the same sense of pride or sense of maybe togetherness and, you know, commitment that a lot of people at Michigan State feel towards this university. A lot of us got our starts here. A lot of us became stars here. A lot of us grew up here. That was certainly the case for me. I look at the young woman I was when I got here at 17 years old and who I was when I was 20 when I left. And it was a remarkably different person. I met my best friends here. I laughed here. I cried here. I became truly green and white here. After I left Michigan State, I was fortunate enough to have a very wonderful, still to have a wonderful journalism career. And I work at ESPN. And, you know, I just couldn't be more proud to be from Michigan State, to have gone here. And I'm even more proud of the fact that I feel like not only myself, but a lot of other journalism graduates, we've been able to leave a really important legacy here. And it means something to us to not only come back here, but to tell people wherever we are that we went to Michigan State. You know, we get tired of hearing about Northwestern and Missouri and their journalism program. Well, we got a pretty good one going too. And I think we like to remind people of that often, and they're really surprised. And I'm like, you just don't know what they have going on at Michigan State. I'm a sports writer, and the one thing that happens is over time, you don't root for anyone anymore. You know, I hadn't rooted for a team in years. And the one thing, Michigan State is my one outlet to be able to root for something, to feel pride in something, to feel that exhilaration that a normal fan would feel. And, you know, just like when they beat Michigan by a couple touchdowns, that was like one of the greatest feelings I can remember having, you know, that just feeling that connection. And also being able to tell a lot of my ESPN coworkers what they can do with their maize and blue. So that was even more fun. I made a lot of bets with people, and they had to collect. And I tell you, one of the funniest things ever is when I saw Tom Brady with that Michigan State shirt on. So, you know, it's just a release. You know, as a sports writer, you have to be objective. You can't root for anything. But this is my guilty pleasure. Michigan State is the one thing I root for. At ESPN, you know, I do a show called First Take, and it might as well be renamed, you know, Big Ten Proving Ground. You know, both of the hosts of First Take. One went to Michigan, the other went to Ohio State. So we take turns jumping on each other. But you know, especially. You know, I feel like now with their good start, with the football team getting off to such a great start, I've been able to woof just as much as they have. And, you know, I try to show my Spartan pride in a lot of different ways. You know, I've worn green and white Adidas on air. I got them on right now, in fact. And I've worn them on air. I've worn some other Michigan State stuff on air. So it feels good to get that block S out there and let people know that, you know, we're not some kind of silent majority. It's plenty of Michigan State fans out there. This year was great because my co-host, Dana Jacobson, she went to Michigan, and I bet her for the third straight year that, you know, Michigan State would beat Michigan. And we've been doing this for a few years, and so the loser has to donate to the winner's charity, and I had her donate to the Claire Bell Smith Fund. And I was joking with her that, you know, you've been giving so much money to Michigan State because of your losing team, we might as well name a scholarship fund after you. Well, if any high school student was thinking about colleges, I'd say they would be nuts not to think about Michigan State. Great campus, unbelievable people. You know, we have very strong sports programs, obviously. One of the best coaches in America, and Tom Izzo. But, you know, beyond just sort of the superficial things, I would tell them to come here because of the connections that you make. You're going to leave here with one best friend. You're going to leave here with a dynamic resume. You're going to leave here feeling really proud of your degree. You might also leave here with your car towed, because I got a lot of parking tickets, but that's okay. But at the end of the day, you're going to leave here feeling like this was the best choice that you ever made, because that's certainly how I felt when I graduated. I guess the best way to sum it up is just pride. I mean, it's not a lot of things that people can look at and just feel an enormous satisfaction that they really achieved something. I felt like I really achieved something at Michigan State. I felt like Michigan State brought out the best in me, and I felt like I was able to just change and grow as a person here. So I just feel an immense amount of satisfaction whenever I see the Blackhawks, whenever I see MSU, and I just always will have just a deep love for Michigan State. I mean, I've never felt as connected to maybe any school that I've been to other than Michigan State. So, to me, being a Spartan is a big part of my identity.